right, so one of the things that I am very passionate about is buy things in the archery community from American companies that are providing American jobs with American money. You know, I don't want to ever be, you know, go buy the cheapest every time just because somebody can make it in China for slave wages and some 10-year-old built it in a dark alley somewhere. I don't ever like that idea. However, one of the few things that I am that way about is I think that the price of lighted Nocks from some of these companies is just outrageous. You know, you're getting close to $40 for 3 Nocks. And in general, the Nocks that I'm getting, it seems like always one of the 3 doesn't even work. Or at least it works for a little while and then it doesn't work, or it kind of flickers on and off, or it's not very bright. And I don't know what that is, but until they figure that out, and it's like, you know, there's a warranty program, but you gotta like have the receipt and you gotta cut the square off the box. Man, who's keeping these packages just in case there's a warranty issue? And then I gotta pay to ship it in, and and they make it that way on purpose so that you won't do it, and they get me every time. So here's what I'm doing. I've got these Nocks off Amazon. There's 6 of them, I believe, for 17 bucks, something like that. These are actually for the Easton long range micros, so these are 4mm arrows, and they are the hardest to find a lighted Nock for. So, and don't quote me on this, but Luminoc, I like Luminoc's Nocks. Okay, I think they work good. The way they push in, they contact the carbon, and they light up. They do not make a good one of these. They have some with like an outsert that you got to buy, and then therefore your arrow length changes everything. So I don't like that idea. Nocturnal makes one that actually fits in the micro arrows, the 4mm arrows. Again, the problem is they're expensive. It seems like I always have one of the 3 that doesn't work. It doesn't work very long. You know, you got to have a knife to stick in there and pop the little thing up if you ever used one of these to make them work. You know, to turn them off after you've shot them. So I hate to buy these because I wish I want a bunch of them. I want to have a ton of arrows with lighted Nocks. I'd love to go to Total Archery Challenge and have a dozen lighted Nocks to shooting 100 yards or 80 yards and through the woods and things like that. Having lighted Nocks would be sweet. You know, you're going to lose some because people may shoot them, or you may lose an arrow. So that's kind of hard to do when you're spending $40 for 3 with Luminoc, Nocturnals, some of those. And there are other companies out there, Raised Hunting, Woody's, Woody Starburst, I think they're called, Halo, I think. A lot of them don't make a 4mm lighted Nock. If they do, if you know of one that does, put it in the comments below, because I will check it out, because I love these 4mm arrows, and I want lighted Nocks to go with them. So, back to these Amazon ones. We're going to try them out today. These supposedly, I mean, it says right in the front, made in China. These are supposedly, they are G Nocks, and then they've got bushings to use other ones. You get 6 of them for $17. I like that price point. So I haven't shot these, I haven't done anything with these. You can see the little bushings that come with them. You, I guess, rip off the one you want or cut it off. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So you just take off the bushing you need. Again, I don't need a bushing because I'm just using the G Nock. I think that's genius that the G, which is the smallest one in most cases, would be just the basic light without any kind of bushing, and then you add a bushing if you want to go up. So let's see how these fit. I've been using these biter Nocks, and I really like them. So this is the Nock from the actual company, Amazon company. That fits really good. That's pretty snug. I don't know if it'll focus in there or not. Perfect fit around the outside. It's snug. I mean, just pulling it out, it is tight, it is snug, so it's going to come off the arrow good. It's got the on-off switch here, so the string will actually activate it, but you push this down to actually turn it off, but the string will turn it on, and then you can move that to turn it back on. So that's a good sign. I like the fact that they fit snug, they seem to come on, they seem plenty bright. I don't know that I can. We'll compare some maybe here in a little bit, but those are plenty bright, especially for the price point. Let's look at weight, because that's going to be the next question. So the standard Nock that comes in the Easton Axis 4mm is going to come in at 5.8 grains, roughly. That's just one I had set in there. It may actually be 6 the more you have on there. So that one's 5.6, 5.6, 5.6. So 5.6 for those. I'm using the biter Nocks. They're coming in at 7.6. They're coming in pretty substantially heavier. 7.8, 7.6. So the nocturnal Nocks, which you know for the micros, the G Nocks are 14.2, so they're actually double what a biter Nock weighs. So you're talking 7 grains, not anything crazy, but 14 is what the nocturnal G Nocks are weighing. And they're pretty consistent. So let's see about the Amazon cheapo specials. They are weighing 16, so they're going to be just slightly larger than the nocturnal ones. Let's see how consistent they are. That'd be another factor. 16.2, 16.2, 16.2, 16.4, 16.2. So we had one of them that was slightly larger. If you're going to use a bushing, you can factor in another 2 grains if you're going to use one of the bushings. So 16 for the cheap Nocks, 14 for the expensive Nocks, and then if you don't do anything differently, it's 5.8. So those are really lightweight Nocks. A little bit heavier. I wish they were 5, but you know, then how do you have a battery? So it is what it is. Let's shoot them, see how they, you know, how consistent are they turning on, how do they look flying through the air, and then we'll look at how bright they are compared to a nocturnal. All right, so we'll start off just 20 yards, shooting some spots. We won't shoot any groups for a little bit. Testing out the Amazon Nocks first. All 6 of them lit up, seemed to fly great. Didn't have any that I thought come off the string weird, you know, or the knot got loose or anything like that. And probably the coolest part, my favorite part, you can see it's on. Just push that up with your finger, and now it's off. That is awesome. I really hope these hold up in the long run. They're gonna be a little heavier. I'll probably have to re-sight in, but at the price they are, I'll buy a dozen of them, and I'll actually just sight in with these, shoot them every day. In fact, I can turn them all off like that. Hopefully the battery life lasts a long time. I mean, so far, these have impressed me. Really like them so far. All right, so I'm gonna shoot the nocturnals, and I think these all come on. They don't have a switch, so there's no way to like test them. But surely one of them will come on. I always have some that don't, and I keep them and I shoot them because they weigh the same, so I can shoot practice rounds with the same weight as the arrow I'm going to actually hunt with. So I'm going to actually shoot these, and hopefully at least 1 or 2 of them will come on, because some of them, like these 2, I think are brand new and never been shot at a deer or anything. So let's just check them out at 20 yards. So 2 of the 3 came on. This orange one did not come on. Here's what you run into. Like these 2 came on. I ain't got a pocket knife on me or anything sharp and pointy to stick in there and pop the little thing up, so these are just going to stay on the rest of our afternoon shooting here. So that's kind of the problem I have with nocturnal. I really hate the way they're off and on is. So let's go to like 60 yards and really get to watch them fly. That's kind of the fun of it all, right? All right, so 60 yards. We'll shoot at that pig way over there. We're going to try to group these Amazon Nocks. We're just going to shoot them into a group. Beauty of if you break one of these, they aren't that expensive. Ooh. Not the best group, but as far as Nocks go, they look plenty bright. If you can see them in the way the sun is down there. Plenty bright, flew good. I mean, I'm just not shooting good, but we may shoot another round of them. I'm gonna shoot these nocturnals, and we'll see if you can see a difference in the air and where they're actually impacting down there with different Nocks. Alright, it's got a decent little group down there. Got some bad shots. We can't end on that group, so I'm gonna go pull them, shoot another group, and hopefully get a better group to go out on. All right, so one thing I'm doing with these Nocks every time is I'm turning them off, and I want to make sure that the string is actually activating them every time I shoot them. So far they've been flawless. There's not been one that did not activate with string. I love the button, being able to turn them on and off with that. Again, my nocturnals that are, you know, over 10 or $12 a knock, they're still on, they look fine. I can't turn them off because I don't have a knife with me, so they're just running constantly. We're gonna shoot another group at 60 because that last one was embarrassing, and let's kind of give these a long run test. I mean, how many times can you shoot them? I will say, just looking at them, maybe kind of hard to see, the actual throat, or whatever we want to call these, is not as wide as the nocturnals. And I've had issues with the nocturnals being like their actual distance here. If you pinch them here versus these, the nocturnals are really thick, which I don't want. I want a pretty thin Nocks. I don't want knock pinch when I'm at full draw. So these are growing on me. Amazon cheapos growing on me more and more. So let's shoot another group at 6. Gut shot, nocturnal arrows. All right, so my human error caused a lot of this. Punching the trigger, my bow's lightweight. I got a million excuses, I can give them all to you. But if you take a couple of these trigger punches out, locked off and stuff like that, I'll take a group like that at 60 yards, especially those 4. These are my first 2. I mean, they're just touching each other. These 2 were really good. And you know, you can see these 2 nocturnal ones right here. They're good shots. Not bashing nocturnal Nocks. They're great Nocks. They're just too expensive. All right, I got 2 Nocks here. I'm gonna hope you can't really tell which one's which, but which one do you think is the cheap Amazon Nock, and which one is the one you think is the $12 Nock, lighted Nock? You know, again, one of them's about $2 and the other one's about $12 if you're buying them individually. So which one do you think is which? So I'll tell you, the one on your left is the cheap Amazon Nock. This one right here is the cheap Amazon Nock, and you can see it's putting off a lot of good light. This is the nocturnal. You can see it does a good job too. I would say, I don't know if one's brighter than the other, but they're both equally bright. And again, one is you know, a quarter or less, an eighth of the price. So this one is your cheap one. This one is your expensive one. Nocturnal, Amazon. Nocturnal, Amazon. All right, so a quick review of these Amazon Nocks, these cheap Nocks. 6 for, I believe, $17, maybe $18 with tax. Hopefully you're a Prime member getting free shipping. So far, I really like them. I'm really impressed. I'm gonna order probably a dozen more. You know, I'd like to have a dozen lighted Nocks. I want to be able to practice with, you know, 5 or 6. I want to have 5 that stay in my quiver of my bow and are ready to go. I also love the fact they send you all the bushings you need. So for example, if you take, this is my son's arrow, and it comes with this giant Nock. They're just some cheap arrows. They're called Storm. I don't even know who makes them, but the biggest bushing fits in them so tight that it's hard to get out. So this is the biggest bushing put in there. I can take this exact same Nock that I've been shooting, and it fits really good and snug in there. So now my son can have good lighted nocks as well in his arrows. So I think that's really cool. I really am impressed with these. I'm going to buy them before they get gone. So I'll try to put a link down below in the description. Check them out. I don't get anything for these. I'm not endorsed by them or anything. I don't get any money from them. I just think they're cool. I thought I'd pass it along to you guys that are also deer hunters and like to save a little bit of money. So check them out. Check out bowcrew.com, this flag right up here. Use R Woods 20 at checkout. That link's also in the description. Check out my eBay store. I've got some outdoor, innovation, cell cameras. I've got some cool stuff coming up as the season comes out. It may even be out by now. So go down to the description. You'll see bowcrew.com, Badger Bow Mounts, eBay store. Click that link. It'll take you to my store. You can see all the things I've got for sale. If you see anything you like, check it out. Give it a buy and let me know if you like it. So appreciate you guys. Like, subscribes, stick around.